Well, hello there, friends, and welcome to episode 30 of Cocktails for a Crisis. Every week I say the same thing. I can't believe it's been this long. It seems a lot longer on one hand, and on the other hand, it seems like we just started this pandemic nightmare. So it's been a really tough few weeks for me. I was talking to another friend of mine, Eric, earlier in the week, and Erica and I talk about this stuff all the time, but just a strange mixture of depression and anxiety and melancholy, and just I think it's just wearing on everybody. And I don't have any reason to feel that way, in the sense that I've got a roof over my head, I've got a family who loves me, I've got financial resources, I got a great job, got a lot of great friends, but still I feel that way. And I suspect many of you feel that way too, because we're just kind of trapped in this nightmare, and it's not clear when it's going to end. And so I'm trying to give myself permission to feel shitty, which is kind of how I feel these days. And so to try to help us all get over the shittiness, I've created a new cocktail tonight called the Slogbuster. The Slogbuster, because I feel like it's just been a slog for the past couple of months. And so hopefully this will help you bust out of that. So it's kind of a modified Long Island tea. It's different, but it's got mostly the same liquors in there, with a few exceptions, and it doesn't have Coke in it. So here we go, the Slogbuster. And I'm going to make a special Slogbuster at the end, so you'll want to make sure you get to the end of the episode. So basically it's 3/4 ounces of everything. So you're going to put 3/4 ounces of vodka, and I'm going to put it right in the glass. I usually don't do it this way. I'm going to build it in the glass. You can use your mixing glass if you want, but I don't have it in me to bother the mixing glass on this one. And then you're going to put 3/4 ounce of Cointreau. You can use triple sec if you want. The traditional Long Island tea, iced tea, has that. 3/4 ounces of gin. You're going to see why this is called the Slogbuster. Some gin. We're going to put some tequila in there. I only have the gold kind, but the clear kind is just fine. Not a big tequila fan. And last but not least, we're going to put 3/4 ounces of rum. There you go.
That'll bust your slog.
This will bust your slog. We're going to have a little light mix of about a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice to cut some of that sweetness. But then we're going to add a little color. We're going to use some maraschino cherry juice to give it a little color. If you want it clear, you can do something else. I'm just going to put about 1/4 ounce of this. There we go. Like so. Look at that. Pretty. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my ice. Notice I'm doing a double old-fashioned glass here. And then instead of Coke, we're going to use ginger beer, because that's how I like ginger beer. Put that on there like that. There we go. Look at that. Now, if that doesn't bust your slog, I don't know what will. But wait, there's more. We're going to put a cherry in there to give it some color. We're going to put 2 cherries because, And then last but not least, I've got these little cocktail umbrellas. I remember my dad used to have these cocktail umbrellas, and I thought they were cool. I think I'm going to use green. You can use whatever color you can find. I got these at Liquor Barn yesterday. I made a special trip. It's always a special trip when I go to Liquor Barn. Let's see if I can get this bad boy to open up, because you need an umbrella when the shit's coming down. You need an umbrella kind of over your head to catch some of it. So hopefully this will help. So we'll pop that in there on the side like so. Oh, look at there. Now that, friends, that's a pretty drink, and hopefully this will help you bust your slog. So let's taste it before we do the next one. That is pretty good, I have to say. I usually don't like these Mondo drinks, but this one is tasty. All right, and now the one I'm really most excited about making, we're going to have one that's up, a Slogbuster that's up, and I'm going to tell you what it's called here in a second once I name it. Well, it'll be clear in a second. I've been in the lab working on these, so sorry. So we're going to put a 1/2 ounce of vodka. And I am going to use my mixing glass for this one. A 1/2 ounce, I'm going to clear it out a little bit, sorry. 1/2 ounce of vodka. I've got them lined up here so I don't forget. 1/2 ounce of the Cointreau. Actually, you know, I can just build it in the shot glass because I've got 1/2 ounce wrappers on there. 1/2 ounce of gin. Here we go. 1/2 ounce of rum. Sorry, tequila. And 1/2 ounce of rum. There we go. Put that in our mixing glass. And then we're going to add just a touch of ginger beer, just about like that. And then we're going to add just a touch of lemon juice like that. And then just to give it a little color, just a touch of this maraschino like that. And then we'll mix that around. I'm not going to put ice on it. We're going to have this one room temperature, which is kind of unusual. But you're going to see why here in a second. We're going to put that in our martini glass. So, look at that. Going to go ahead and put a cherry in there. So we're going to have a flaming Slogbuster. A flaming Slogbuster. So what you do is you put just a little bit of 151. If you can find 151, that's the magic. Or Ron Diaz 151 rum. You can't get the Bacardi 151, or at least I can't find it. So you're going to put a couple of teaspoons of this in there. So, and then
get the light behind you too.
Yep. Right out here. Hopefully it's going to work. Please work. Look at that. See that flame? Da-da-da. You can't let it burn too long, because if you do, the glass rim is going to be too hot to drink out of. I learned that the hard way a little while ago. So I'm going to test it with my thumb before I burn my beautiful lips here. So here's to getting through the slog. Here's to having people over. Call people. You know, I've been hearing all these horrible stories about people hurting themselves because they get so depressed at these times. Reach out to people. If you haven't heard from anybody in a while that you normally hear from, call them up. Tell them you love them. You know, hang out with your friends on your porch. Zoom call people, but just reach out to people. Everybody needs to be reached out to these days. So here's to you, friends.